Hey Guru Nation, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. Look, I got asked this question a few days ago actually. Somebody texted me, anybody, look, you guys, you can still do this. 949-415-6256. You might know I'm running a startup site, Yuma Clinical Trials. It's consuming most of my time. The rest of my time is spent doing these videos or TikToks and jumping on client calls and student calls here and there, but for the most part I've just been like head in the trenches. But I got asked a good question, and this actually relates to today. Today we had a monitoring visit, actually our first IMV in Yuma, Arizona, at Yuma Clinical Trials, and somebody asked me a timely question. They said, "Hey Dan, former academia CRC and now CRA, I've binged your channel for a while. I credit your page to helping me land the CRA role." Thank you so much. So happy to hear that actually. "Do you have a video from the site perspective on what makes a good CRA? I'm just curious what coordinators think. If there's any little detail they appreciate when working with monitors." Hope that makes sense. So yes, my first IMV was today. I'm training Desiree, who's my new CRC. She's a research assistant, but she will be a CRC in about 3 months, I think. I'll probably promote her because she's really good. And I was actually going to do a video today, but wasn't the right time. So we had our first IMV today. I consider this CRA to be really good. So number one, every time I call her, she answers. If she doesn't answer, she texts me like, "Hey, I'm on site right now, but I'll call you, give me a few minutes." Like, and I'm usually calling her when I need like urgent things. Like the other day we were in the middle of randomizing a patient and we couldn't figure out how to do it. Like the IRT system would not allow us to actually do it. So she got on the phone and we were able to work it through. At one of our screening visits, we had a similar issue. I was figuring out, how do I do these labs? I'm trying to figure out how, like the lab manual is not very clear. She walked me through it over the phone. Today we had our first IMV. We could have done a lot better. The study it's an easy study, but the source documentation, because we're using CRA, but our PI still prefers paper, we're actually like, for this study, we're in between eSource and paper. So, and then Bodhi decided to jump on the couch. It's my American Bulldog, Bodhi. So we're in between eSource and paper because the PI prefers paper for this study. I have two PIs, so this PI prefers paper. And our documentation could have been a little bit better, and it's mainly from his end, our PI. But as the lead CRC and the site director and the site owner, I take responsibility for that. There's things I can do to make it better for him, but it is our first randomization, so we're learning. The CRA, she pointed out where we could be doing better, but she actually is working with us on creating our source. Like, I've never had a CRA do this. She's gonna help create source just for the PI, because she knows, like, hey, these guys are, they get an A for effort. We're working our asses off trying to get these patients in, and she's really going out of her way here to help us out, because she understands, like, it's not from a lack of effort, so we're doing our part. And I've never had a CRA actually volunteer to say, "Hey, look, when are you randomizing next? Oh, you're randomizing Monday? I'll try to fix the source document for you. Like, we have templates, I'll just merge a few things." Our situation was unique. We needed like customized source docs, and she volunteered to do it. We did have a few deviations. One we already knew because we couldn't avoid. It was out of window. And another one, it's a potential deviation, but she's basically working with us to avoid future deviations like this from happening. So to me, what makes a good CRA is one that doesn't say, "Aha, I got you. Let me put this as an action item, but let me show the sponsor that I'm the greatest CRA that ever lived because I catch my sites doing things, and then, I document that I retrain them." So she's retraining us, but like, she's actually retraining us like in a pragmatic manner. She's saying, hey, don't do this anymore. This is your retraining. Don't do XYZ anymore. Do it this way, ABC. And that's, to me, that's what makes a good CRA, is one that gives you the impression that they're on your side, and one that actually is on your side. So there's like, off the top of my head, I would say there's like 3 types of CRAs. There's those that are just totally against you. They're like bad cop. They just want to find anything wrong with you and like make your life miserable. Those are rare. Thankfully, they're rare. They used to be more common back in my day. Now they're rare. Or at least I've been lucky. But I think they're rare. I think CROs are starting to hire for empathy as well. Then you get the hybrid where they're like, they don't really help you with much, but they act like they're on your side. And then you have the ones that are totally on your side. Not only do you get the feeling that they're on your side, but their actions show that they're on your side. So I don't know if this is a good answer for you, but this is like, from my experiences, anecdotal, the reality of what makes a good CRA. And also one that's like, hey, you know, one that doesn't just say, oh, you didn't read the ECRF completion guidelines. You should have read those so that you knew not to make this mistake. They say, hey, you know, this is in the ECRF guidelines. We understand there's like 1,000 things you've got to read. Let me resend it to you just to make sure that you have it and now it's top of mind. And so they do things like that. Like, they go out of their way to understand that the workload of a CRC is insane, guys. I tweeted the other day, all right, and I'm really glad that I'm a CRC again, because I actually forgot what it was like. And since back in the day when I was a CRC, like, a lot of the vendors have just gotten more strict. Like, the labs are super strict now. If you don't label tubes, they won't even run your test, even though they know all the information of the patient from the requisition form. They won't do it if the tubes are not labeled. Makes zero sense to me if the tubes are in the same bag with the requisition form. Back in the day, you could get away with that. Now, apparently not. I'm learning the hard way. So the other day, I tweeted, right? As a clinical research coordinator, your job is essentially trying to not piss people off or annoy them, while also keeping other stakeholders who want you to do those things happy. Perfect example is patient-reported outcomes. The patient, you gotta annoy the patients in order for them to be compliant. There's just no other way. You gotta annoy the patients, and the sponsor want you to annoy the patients, but you gotta know the limit, because you can't annoy the patient too much, then they're just gonna quit the study. So it's a balancing act. Same thing with the vendors. I have an x-ray vendor. We need x-rays done. We need x-rays uploaded in a timely manner. Sponsor really wants me to get on them, but this x-ray vendor, they're short-staffed. And so my role is, hey, can you get these things uploaded? But also I understand that if I push too hard, the vendor's going to say, hey, you know what, we just don't want to do this anymore. So I got to find a middle ground. Hey, maybe I upload the videos for you, but sometimes just getting them on the phone in a 2022 environment is tough. So good CRAs, to me, understand the struggle that coordinators go through, and they try to be an ally as opposed to just being a police officer and saying, hey, we caught you, be careful, because if you keep doing this, we're going to put you on a screening hold or you're going to get an audit. Like, just work with us. Most sites put in the effort. They're just overwhelmed, and the coordinators are juggling so many things. So the CRAs that understand this, to me, are the good CRAs. Hopefully, this is not too long of an answer. And thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Catch you later. Bye-bye.